Welcome back, y'all. My name's Toby. I'm your astrologist, and this show is called Mindflower, where I bring you the astrological insights that I'm feeling. Today, I'm on the go, so you are getting the truck version again. And it's crazy, man. Today is the full moon. It peaked like an hour ago. Full moon in Scorpio. That means the sun's in Taurus, the moon's in Scorpio. We haven't seen a full moon in Scorpio or any lunation cycle in Taurus or Scorpio without Uranus since 2017, right? It's huge. It's a huge deal, right? This is the axis of manifestation. It's about value, self-worth, power, money, sex, transformation, right? It's life and death is Taurus and Scorpio. And this full moon, oh my God, it's a septile yod. That means there's a septile between Saturn and Aries and Venus and Gemini, right? And then each one of those is forming a triseptile, which is 3/7 to the midpoint of their relationship. So you have Saturn here, Venus here, that's one septile, right? That's 1/7. And then opposing their midpoint, you have the moon, right? Which is the 3/7. So we're going to talk about 7 first, right? 7 it's like a spiritual number. It's a number that it's hard to say, like it's both good and bad, right? I mean, there's 7 chakras like humanity, right? It's challenging. It's the most spiritual physical manifestation you can have on this planet, right? In this reality is to be manifested as a human. It's all about 7. 7's the first prime number. That's not one of the Fibonacci sequence. 7 most often is broken into 4 and 3. 3 is the dynamic feminine, the triangle. 4 is the square. The square is the masculine, right? It's the container. It's the boundaries. The square, the 4 represents the 4 cardinal points, the 4 directions, the 4 seasons, right? It's the part that doesn't change. It's that constant, unmoving energy. Whereas the 3 is that dynamic flow, right? That harmony, like the harmonistic aspect of life that's always flowing and always changing and always evolving, right? It represents the cyclical and changing, ever flowing nature of reality. Reality is composed of these 2 different forces, the fixed, stable container and the energy that flows through it. And when you put them together, you get 7. And that's what humans are, right? The connection from the heavens, the high place, to the earth, the low place, right? Heaven and hell, the mind, the consciousness, the intellect, the body, the physical reality, the feels in your vessel, the emotional, psycho-spiritual, all that bundled up, right? So when you think about a septile yod, that's activating, you have the starting point, that's 1, you have 3, and then 6. So that would be the first chakra, right? The root chakra, the solar plexus, and the third eye, right? What happens when you put those together? You're looking at earth, fire, and ether, right? Earth, fire, and spirit, okay? And interestingly, these are in the signs of Aries, which is a fire sign, and Saturn, which is an earth and air planet. You have you have Venus, which is like a earthy, an airy planet in Gemini, more earth and air, and you have Scorpio, which is water, right? So this whole, think about it. When you do think about the relationship between the first chakra, the third chakra, and the 6th chakra, okay, this is like the potter with the kiln firing the pottery after it's been glazed. You know what I'm saying? We've been through this Pisces, this moldable, this shapeable energy of you could become anything and be anything and transform and mutate. And now you're being fired. This is a firing moment where things are being solidified. We have all the planets direct. Mercury and Saturn are moving at their top speeds. We have these outer planets all in a new sign as well for this full moon, right? Everything is saying go, go, go. It's go time, right? It's hit the gas time. It's transformation time. This is the moment we've been waiting for. This is when the split happens, right? This the yod's a finger of God. It's pointing in a direction. I mean, you tell me, what does it mean? There's the finger of God. There's it pointing in a direction. What direction should you go, right? And the direction it's pointing is the moon in Scorpio, which is your deepest desires. And if your self-worth is imbalanced, right, and all the stuff that we've talked about like the relationship between the small self and the big self, right, the intellect and the imagination, if that's not harmonized, then what's your deepest desire? Self-destruction. Okay, it's where you destroy yourself. But if they are harmonized, your deepest desires for transformation, for evolution, for ultimately power, control, pleasure, fulfillment, right? Scorpio seeks truth and fulfillment in all things, right? As well as power and transformation. And so that's what's on the table here. That's what's available to us. And again, like the sevens, like let's take a look at the seven as they pertains, to like the symbolism, right? This is the Seven of Pentacles. It's about the patience that it takes for projects to bear fruition, right? It's in a sense, the sixes are this overflowing abundance. The seventh is when that becomes like complicated, right? It's almost like too much of a good thing, right? You won the battle, but now you got people trying to tear you down. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the Seven of Wands, that extra fire energy, that victorious energy as it starts to flame beyond control. We have the Seven of Swords, right? So sharp you could cut yourself, right? The Seven of Cups. This is like the spiritual vending machine, right? So many good ideas. So you can see this whole notion of sevens is really, it's about understanding that you have to be able to show up and harness the power that you have within you. And then also like there's a part of you that's not under your control. And you have to be able to surrender to the divine will as it flows through your life and as it shapes and molds the path that you walk and the challenges that you face. And when you can show up to each day with a spiritual understanding and a spiritual perspective of how is this day helping me grow and what are the doors that are opening for me and how can I leave behind the old world in which I felt so unfulfilled, in which I felt so low and gross and unhappy, right? And how can I channel, okay? The third eye is the vision, right? The ether, the imagination and the vision that you're calling in, right? The manifestation, the visualization. The third chakra is the power to make it real and ground it into the root, all right? And from the root flows that sense of stability, the nurturing resources that we need to then act upon with our will to realize our visions. And the energy flows both directions, right? 1, 3, and 6. And so with this full moon, it's pretty cut and dry. We got 5 more days of Pluto direct. There's never been, this is the moment where we are turning the corner and where the split is taking place. And now is your chance to leave behind that old life, that old you forever, and move towards your deepest desires. Move towards your full embodiment of your full power. Full stop. We're here, it's happening, it's now, you got to do it, you got to go for it. And that's all there is to it, right? So for the next 5 days until Pluto goes retrograde, it's all gas, baby. It's not about a plan. It's not about a checking box list. It's about the instinctual knowing of who you are and where you belong in the world. And when you take each step, that the ground will be created under your feet when you know that you're walking the path that the Creator and you agreed that you would walk before you arrived here outside your mother's womb, right? You came into this plane, this reality, this embodiment of the principle of 7, this complicated spiritual dynamic where it's your responsibility and your sacred duty to synthesize that fixed cardinal component of reality with that mutable, flowing transformation and create the life. This life is yours to create. It's yours to co-create. It's yours to be a witness as the Creator creates through you, right? You are merely an agent, but when you surrender fully to that and you step each step in full embodiment of that, that's when the ground is created underneath your feet as you walk. And that's when the universe will show up to deliver you the things that you need in order to make it happen. When you have that full conviction where you know that no matter what happens, no matter what setbacks or tests or obstacles come your way, you know where you're supposed to be. And so the red carpet rolls out for you. And even sometimes if there's mud on it or you trip and you stumble, understanding that that's all in the context of helping you grow and helping you stay balanced, right? And so these trials and tribulations, they don't break you, okay? Instead, you learn how to harness. Because to be harnessed, you learn how to be harnessed by God, right? You're not directing the force, you're witnessing the force, right? You're just seeing it unfold, you're feeling the fire, and you're connected to the earth, all right? So it's a huge moment. We've been waiting for this for a long, long, long time. So turn the corner. Again, all gas, no brake. Make your move, make your change. It's here. Time is now. Have a good day, fam.